Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the off-season talk, where I'm just gonna talk about my off-season. Right? I've been having, a lot of people ask me questions about what I've been have going on and how am I finna take this off-season because this is my first one. Right? This is my first off-season being a HYROX athlete or a hybrid athlete or whatnot, especially with coming off with an injury. Right? So just something that I'm working on, just trying to make sure my body right. Make sure everything's good. Other than that, also like off season, but I'm bigger than just HYROX, guys. So if y'all know, I do this. HYROX is pretty much a stepping stone, right? Just so you guys can see the rest of the life, right? And I want to just be able to encourage people and show them that they can do hard things and be a high performer in life. So ultimately, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to portray that, and not only portray, but actually do it. My cabinet's all open, whatever, forget it. But I'm trying to portray the fact that you could be a high performer in every aspect of life. So obviously, I'm working on building my faith. I'm being a high performer in that area. Most importantly, not only that, I'm a dad, so I want to be a high performer in my family. I got a girl or whatnot. I got a family. Like we good. Boom. Then I obviously want to make sure that I'm good with my business. I have a business where I'm a real estate investor, and now I'm working on this whole social media thing, and that's a whole nother thing in itself. So working on that. Not only that, I'm also a hybrid athlete, and I'm taking that very serious. But for me, that's just fitness, right? This is just an over exaggeration of saying, hey, you can be a high performer in any area of life overall, right? So I could be a high performer in fitness as well, and I'm doing that via HYROX, right? So that's one of those things that I'm actually using. So during this off season, well, my season reflection for the most part, bro, like it was a good season, right? I started doing my first solo races, became a runner. I'm just getting started in all of this, right? Did my best race. I broke sub 60 in Miami with pro doubles. I did a 57 minutes. I did pro solos. I did a 106 something. Then I did a pro solo again in Houston. And I did like a 107. We already know what happened in New York. I end up doing a 112, super hot, injury, whatnot. No excuses. It is what it is. That's what happened. And now I'm trying to figure out, all right, what do you do from here? Like, what does a structure all season look like for me personally? Obviously, I'm working on the bit and working on my faith, building that. That's most important, right? So I in my community, I go to Bible studies. I go to church every week. I do all those things, right? And I'm devotional every day, just making sure that I'm always working on that. I just started leading Bible study as well for my community, the few. If you want to know how to join a few, please feel free to join. I'll put the link actually in the description. And then the few, that's what we do. We talk about being a high performer in every aspect of life. All right, cool. Then, being a dad, make sure they're good, making sure my son's straight, spending time with him, and just indulging his sports journey as well and his just life overall, right? Making sure my health is good for the most part as well. And then I got a girl or whatever. I want to make sure she good, make sure she take care of. But ultimately, I have my family overall. I want to make sure they good. Make sure they spend time with family, let them know I love them, I appreciate them. And then obviously I have my real estate business, real estate acquisition company. If you got a property you want to sell as it's cash, I do buy properties, whatever, cool. But now let's get to what y'all probably came for. How am I handling my off season for HYROX, right? So I'm literally still dealing with the same injury right now. So I have my hip, my glute is hurting, right? It's strained. I'm trying to figure out how to get that better, right? I've already started back running, even though people would say, "Oh, well, you start." I pulled back a lot, kind of like on my workload, but I still been training. I've been going to track workouts now every Tuesday. So now instead of being in a gym and go track at night or running on a treadmill, I go to a track workout with actually a professional runner. There are great runners out there. If you guys look up Coach Schmoder, great runner, sub 4 mile, former All-American, ran for Ole Miss. I mean, out there running with them, it's amazing. So doing that, obviously I'm still in club indoor. And now what I'm doing is my next race is DC. It's mixed doubles. Me and my girl have not done it in a minute. Shout out to her. We are ready to go hit it. She's been working hard. She did good on her first race. I think that weekend, she got fourth overall, her first pro solo. So shout out to my girl, bro. So what does this look like for me and balancing everything? Well, it's not going to look that much different. Now it's about trying to make sure I'm getting training wise. I think I'm actually okay training wise. Like training wise, I train hard, I work hard. But now there's the other things that I fall short on. like sleep, nutrition, things in that nature, the extra things that we don't think about that actually can affect you. So now I'm thinking, okay, what do I need? How do I need to be eating? Right? How much do I need? I don't eat enough. That's my thing. So me personally, I eat. If you want to know how my diet is, I don't eat in the morning. I literally do not eat in the morning. So I won't eat from until 12 o'clock p.m. Right? Intermittent fasting for the most part. I've been doing that for years. I eat again. The first time I eat, I drink a smoothie, probably 1 cup, maybe 2 cups of a smoothie that I make, a protein shake. Um, and then I probably just snack, maybe some pretzels throughout the day or whatever, and then I eat a big dinner at nighttime. Now, obviously, that's not enough for the amount of workload when you're burning 2,500, 3,000 calories a day, right? So I'm in a calorie deficit. So obviously, I'm learning. I'm listening to these guys, and they're in a carb. They always in a carb surplus. Like these elite athletes, they're like, yeah, I do 600, 700 carbs a day. Dude, I'm probably like 300, 200, right? And I need to be at that probably like 600, 700 carbs a day so I can make sure that I'm getting the most effective training. So we don't think about that. We think, oh, so we can be good and keep our weight. Like, no, I'm not reaching my maximum output that I could be doing in my training if I'm not reaching my maximum output that I'm doing in my training if I'm not getting the right input in. So that's one thing that I am definitely dealing with, right? That's one thing that I'm definitely trying to figure out daily. And I'm gonna come up with a meal plan of what I'm gonna talk to my girl about it. Actually, she'll do it, right? She'll help me. So I'm just gonna see, like, all right, cool. So when I go back into training, I'll probably start training for real. Well, I gotta get this hip right. So I'm gonna get. They told me to go get some type of I've been stretching and stuff or trying to get right, but it's literally it's getting better though. But they said one thing that'll probably loosen it up. It just feels like super tight and it's painful. They said if you go get I heard a lot of people say, hey, if you just go get dry needling, it'll loosen. Sometimes they say it'll loosen right on up, just and loosen it up. So that's what something I am going to do. I'm going to go do that. And then once I'm ready to start training, I'll probably do like a 11 week training program with my girl. And we're trying to figure out what's the best training program to come with, right? Now, obviously, I'm with my group, my training group Endure, but we don't necessarily have a training program. Now, I've done the other Endure. I think their training is pretty good. Endure, I'm talking about with what's his name? Alex Runkovich. As you know, he's an animal, right? So I did his program for Miami, probably like 4 weeks of it, right? Which is a really good program. So my results had nothing to do with their program. My results had all to do with the external factors and obviously things that had to do with mine, like my body and how I'm feeling. So that's obviously something that I had to work on, right? With injury, stuff like that. That's something that I had to deal with. I just wasn't prepared for that heat. I just wasn't ready for it. So therefore, that had nothing to do with that program. It had everything to do with me. I think it's a good program. I want to see also his program. I'm probably going to I might just do his program just to give it one more try without injury or anything. And then I also want to see Rich Ryan. I want to look at his RML training program. Seems like it's pretty good community to be in. I think that's something I'm thinking about trying. So I mean, that's just kind of some things that I'm thinking about. I'm probably going to go ahead. So when my point is saying that when I get healthy and hit the healthy enough, hoping within the next week or two, I'm going right into training. Like probably have a 12-week training block into DC. I go into the 12-week training block. I want to have everything scheduled, especially my meals. Like, okay, for me, if I'm still intermediate fasting, which that's something I'm probably going to continue to do. I've been doing it for years. If I'm doing that, what I need to do is I need to go to figure out, all right, how many carbs you need to eat at this time of day, how many carbs you need to eat this time of day, how many you need in this time of day. So I can make sure I'm getting the right carb load that I need. Not overload, but just carbs that I need to take because we train hard. As if you're a runner, if you're a HYROX athlete, if you're any type of endurance sports, you need a lot of carbs. Like this is not something because that's your energy source. So I try to figure out, all right, and then obviously just hydration, all those things. I need to get my nutrition dialed down and be on a plan. Simple. That's all it is. So I can make sure that I'm getting a maximum output and I'm not feeling sluggish at workouts. Or even if I'm not feeling sluggish, what if that's the thing that's keep giving me taking 5 minutes off my race, right? Because you gotta understand, I do this with eating one time a day. I do all this training, all this stuff with eating one time a day. Yes. So if y'all didn't know that, now you know, right? But with that comes along, all right, I need to sleep, right? But ultimately, I understand that I have all the other things. Y'all know that I said I had all the other stuff I got going on. So it's hard for me to I wake up at 4:30, 4:40 in the morning. It's hard for me to actually get 8 hours of sleep, right? Right now I'm going off of four, I might 5 to 6 hours is average what I'm looking at. Right. If I get 6 hours, that's like a great night. Like everything hit all cylinders. I went to sleep 6 hours of sleep. Right. So I'm trying to figure out, all right, how can I get that up to 6 hours on all the time? Right? Maybe 6 hours and 30 to 7 hours, 7 hours. The thing is, I know I'm not probably gonna get 8. Now, I mean, you just got to be realistic with things, right? When you're doing something and you're trying to build things and you're trying to grow something, you have to sacrifice something. You can't have all. So you got to figure out, how can I make this work for me? For me, I'm like, all right, cool. I think 6 hours and 30 minutes, 7 hours. I think it will be a great place for me to be with sleep. Right. I know a lot, like you got the big guys that's like, man, I sleep for 8, 10 hours. Well, I'm not to that point yet where I'm doing this stuff full time. I still have a business. I still have all those things going on, which is a blessing. I thank God for it, I'm not complaining. So I'm going to make whatever I have to make work. And that's all it is to it. My bad. If you see me keep looking, I'm actually watching the race right now. Like I'm literally watching the elite race right now on Elite 15 at Worlds. But so that's one thing that I'm thinking about. Like, what is it that I have to do to make sure that I'm hitting on all cylinders so I can get the most output of the training? Because next season, yes, I'm going sub 60. Like that's going to happen. But that's only going to happen. I'm not just wishing. A lot of us just wish for things. A lot of us just say, I want something to happen. No, I'm going to hit it because I'm going to take the action and the steps that it takes for me to hit that. There's not just any wishing. Like, oh, I'm just going, yeah, bro, I'm going to do sub 60. Like, no, like I know what it takes. I know the steps that it takes. I need to put those steps into action. So therefore, I'm not just wishing, I'm planning. It's a difference between wishing and planning. I'm not planning anything. I'm not wishing for anything. I'm planning on how I'm going to get there. And obviously, there's external factors. We just pray that God continue to take good care of us, take care of me so I can get there. But I'm going to handle the things that are in my control. I'm going to control the controllables. And I'm actually going to plan to get there. I'm actually going to get there. And that's just that on that. I'm gonna plan for it. I'm gonna do the work that has to happen. External factors, not worried about that. If it's out of my control, it's out of my control. Right now, I gotta handle what's in my control. So one thing I'm doing is definitely taking those things seriously. Take care of, those extra things. Like I said, nutrition, flexibility, stretching, mobility. I mean, all of those things, bro. Like it's so much more into it than just saying I'm going to do something. That same way with my business. Like the only way that I'm able to do anything and still have, some level of success in these things that I'm doing while being super busy is because I have it planned. I have my days mapped out. It's not just happening by habits. That's like, oh man, how are you doing all these things and you're having success? It's because it is planned. I have my day planned. So therefore I know what I'm going to do throughout the day. So I make sure I'm giving the right amount of time to each thing. It's a difference between wishing and planning. So a lot of us, we're just wishing for things. We're not planning. So we need a plan. So that's what I'll be doing. I'll be making a plan this off season. I'm going to do a 12. I'm probably going to start training probably next week or two. Just getting heavy into it until my I really don't have an off season. I'm going to a training block immediately because if you think about it, it's already June, the end of June, mid-June. You got July, August, then September. I race again. But let's think about that. I really don't have too much time just to play. And that's all it is to it. So that's what I'm working on right now. I am trying to figure those things out. I already got kind of like my plan. I'm not changing too much. A lot of us be like, oh my God, I got to do something totally different. No, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you got to learn how to just be disciplined and stay consistent with everything that you're doing. A lot of us want to change and move different plans and change plans, but you are not consistent enough. That's why you're not getting a result that you want. Not because you need to change something. You need to stick to something. It's a difference. Like you have to stick to something. You don't need to change anything. You just have to stick to something. So therefore, I'm getting me a plan for everything that I want to be successful at, and I'm going to stick to it. Simple. And that's all it is, guys. That's kind of what it looks like for me right now. And I'm excited to go into it and back off a little bit for a couple, like a week or two. I still probably running 15, 20 miles a week. Probably like 20 at least. Definitely about 20 a week. But I'm not at peak running when I'm running 30, 35. So I got to figure out that stuff too. Like make sure I'm not peaking too early. Like I figure out all that stuff. And y'all gonna figure it out with me. That's why we're together right now. All right. Y'all literally follow me along this journey, and I appreciate y'all for doing that. But that's kind of what my off season looking like, and dealing with difficulty and figuring out how I'm gonna get these things together. I'm not wishing. I'm planning. So I understand that things happen. You have difficulty come up, like me getting injured, me dealing. That's okay. Now we can complain about it, we can cry about it, or we can say, you know what can we do to make this better? What can we do to get ourselves in a better position? Right? So that's what it is, guys. I appreciate y'all tapping in with me. This is a live video, but it's gonna be up for replay. If you're watching on replay, shout out to y'all for watching on replay. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with everything. So I'll be back next week, maybe with I'm gonna start doing a day in my life videos, right? Just so I can actually see everything that I do. I know I just post my workouts, stuff like that, but I'll probably do a day in my life video. I might try to do one next week. But ultimately, I'll be back next. I'll drop a video next Thursday. Don't matter. I'm dropping every Thursday. I've been doing it. The only time, if y'all realize, the only time I don't drop on a Thursday is I have a race coming up. It's because it'd be a lot going on. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll just get them the highlight video from the past race the next week. And that's what it is. So appreciate y'all. I'm about to get out of here, tap out, continue to get back to work, and y'all have a blessed day. Appreciate y'all. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, by the way. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow my Instagram at _Mr.Mindset if you are not following me. And hey, if you're a man that wants to be a part of a community of people that are high performing in some area, and we're just trying to be well-rounded individuals and know that we can be great in all aspects of life, not just fitness. Hey, join. Call the few. I'm gonna put the link in the description. I'm out.